Been a long time. I've been saying that way too much. Um, Welcome you guys all back to the Aim High, Spend Less channel. I still haven't been sticking to my motto. I've been spending a fair amount of money getting set up to reload. Um, but before I started all that, I had picked up a couple rifles that I've talked about in some of my other videos that I haven't posted yet. Um, One of those being this Savage Axis 223. Uh, Bought it for my wife. Thought it'd be something fun for her to shoot. Um, I mistakenly thought that the stock was adjustable. Um, this stock had an adapter in it. Unfortunately, when you remove the adapter, there's a modification that needs to take place. I just felt like I wasn't going to play around with it. Um, Very similar to the Ruger American stock. Um, Feels okay, nothing too crazy about it, but just wasn't something I was going to play around with. And for her, I definitely needed to shorten it, so I didn't even bother. I kind of changed up the plan. Immediately ordered the Magpul Hunter Light. Have the Hunter American on the Ruger. Love it. It's worked very well for the price. This was actually a lot cheaper. I believe the Hunter was closer to 300. This was under 200. Um, Very similar. This one does not come with the adjustable cheek riser with it. It has the ability to accept a cheek riser. Um, I already had this Vortex on both the stock Ruger 308 and on this rifle with the stock cheek riser, and it shot okay. It was fine. It was comfortable. Just adds a little bit more comfort. I think she'll find it more repeatable. And I say her, but I'll be shooting it a lot. I enjoy it. Now she's left-handed, um, but has shot all of my guns right hand. For the price for a left hand under $400, I figured I would grab this in a left hand for her because it was available. Um, One thing I did not know when I bought the Axis, buying it in 223, I thought it would be a short action. Well, clear. It's a long action. It's a little odd, but I've put probably 100 rounds through it, and I don't have any problems with it. Bolt's fairly smooth. There's nothing. It's got a little bit of slop at the end. Nice fit though. I mean, for what it is, it's a $400 rifle. Um, Another thing that I didn't want to deal with was with the factory magazine and accepting some hand loads for it. I wanted to have a way, and so advantage of the Magpul is it does accept an AICS pattern magazine. MDT came through. They have an amazing mag for that. I haven't had anything, but I think I shot some 69 grains through it. Holds them obviously. I intend to go out to like 80 with another modification that I have to show you guys. But all in all, trigger is what I would expect for a $400 rifle, actually better. Um, Accuracy wise, I just had one target. I lost on. It was, it was no pea shooter, but I didn't, pea shooter, dime sight shooter. I didn't really look around too much for different ammos. The ammos that I bought and the few rounds that I put through have grouped fairly well. It's not stacking any dimes anywhere. A couple close shots, but a flyer. I didn't spend a lot of time with the factory barrel. The only reason I did shoot what I did shoot through the factory barrel is I want to be able to compare it. The ammos that I have tried, the worst of all of them in this rifle, which a lot of my friends like this in their gas guns, is the Hornady Black. Shot really reasonably well was the match line from PPU. Another nice, for the price, I thought it shot really well. Loved the Federal in the 308. Didn't shoot as well in this, but again, there's a lot to be desired. I believe that's a 1 in 9 twist. I have to even look it up. So I shot some of the 69 grain. And the best ammo that I had in this, which this shot the worst in my 6.5 PRC, but the Norma match grade, another 69 grain, that was awesome. It shot really well. It was the tightest groups of all of them. I had no real function issues. There was, I have some of this Federal American Eagle. I bought this for $13 a box. I took it out the first weekend. It caused a little bit of hard bolt lift. Couldn't find anything online about it. Not sure if it's something in the cases or what. So I didn't put a whole lot of that through. That was strange. I did not find that with any of these. I had taken it apart, cleaned it, re-oiled it before I went out, and then cleaned it again when this happened in case I had like extra oil or something in there causing something weird. It, you know, just wasn't its favorite. But hopefully we'll see if I can use that up so I have some brass for reloading. But as far as the Hunter light stock or the Magpul light stock, it's really comfortable. Fits well. It's a nice piece. It's right now I have it shortened for her, but I fit behind it well. I think it fit the profile of this barrel, like in weight. It'd be a nice combination for hunting where you want something light to carry through the woods or keep in the truck for groundhogs or something. But that leads me to the next part of our progression where things are not so spend less, but I think with the overall price of the combo right now, this was a worthy option. And I checked out Northland's Shooting Supply, NSS. I was on their page, and they offered a lot of Savage prefits between Criterion and Shilen, and I decided that something I would be interested in would be, I thought a 1 and 7 would be a nice combination. So I went with Shilen's 1 and 7 stainless. I did get NS's Trude barrel nut, and I did get a little bastard muzzle brake. I chose black because the action's going to be black. So James sounded concerned when I ordered black, but or questioning my purchase. But it's going to be nice. They just kind of threw everything on there when they shipped it. Everything was packaged super well, no peanuts or anything in there. Super happy. The finish of this barrel is unbelievable. I believe this started around $379 for a 1 and 7 select match. I did it in the 223 VLD that they offer. I did get it with the threaded option. They had it on the shelf. It's like another $75, which is what it would cost me locally. They do give you a discount when you buy the barrel nut and all the stuff. So, there's a kind of a package price. So I looked up the little bastard. It was nice. I have a couple of the Apollo Maxes now, and I've been using the Apollo Max on the 6.5 PRC, and I love it. But I figured since they had these in stock and it was something they recommended, and the price was fantastic. I think that was around $130. It does give me the option of adjusting the gas ports on top or the ports on top to fine tune it. But I don't know if we'll get there with a 223, and I may just take this and put it on to the other new rifle that I have here that I kind of wanted to compare. And the reason that I wanted to compare it is price-wise, I was at $400 for this. Another Ruger American that I bought was the Gen 2 Predator 243. And the reason that I wanted to compare it is this. There's going to be a lot of people that are going to buy the Axis and not really pay attention. The one thing that I really love about these Ruger Americans is how accurate they are. My 308 and 243 both take AICS mags, but you can get a 243 or a 308 and obviously a short action. Something to pay attention to. You know, you might find that this is annoying. I'm pretty easygoing, and it's something to watch. You know, if you for the less amount of money that you're going to pay for the Axis, and there's certainly nothing wrong with them. And you know, there's plenty of upgrades. They do have the advantage of an actual barrel nut that the wrench will work on versus the Rugers that have kind of the permanently installed. Damage it to take it off. You either cut it or you know use a pipe wrench. You know, there's a lot of things about it. You know, there's a lot to be said for these Ruger Americans. You know, $580 or something you can get them for. You know, they've shot amazing. This one out of the box has been a lot of fun. But just be aware of that. So, Axis 223, long action, Ruger American 243, 308. You know, a lot of them. Even I believe my 6.5 PRC is a short action. So that's something to pay attention to when you're buying guns, especially if you're buying guns online. But anyway, so here it is, the latest addition, or a couple additions to our channel. We've got this Savage Axis 223 left hand. I fitted it in the Magpul light chassis stock. It takes AICS. Been nice to range, but today we're going to add some upgrades. Another thing that came with it is you have the option of buying all of the tools. So there's no using a wrench, like a pipe wrench and just a vise. When you purchase from Northland, they ask if you don't have them already. We have a go and a no-go. They also have the Forsters. They also have the action wrench. Now this action wrench will work on a lot of different stuff, whether you get into some Ramage, it'll work with the Savages, you know, full line of Savages. So, you know, the price you pay for this, it's something down the line that you can, you know, use repeatedly, and, you know, it's definitely worth the money. It's not going anywhere. This thing weighs more than the barrel. And some tools and some different things that come with it. So, anyway, I appreciate you guys taking the time to watch. I'll get working on this and get it together and share it in the next video. Thank you.